Tobago East family, how we feeling? It's always good to be home, Tobago, and it's always good to be in the village of my birth. Political leader of the Tobago Council, Mrs. Tracy Davidson Celestine. Vice Chairman of the Tobago Council, Mr. Dion Isaac. Lady Vice Chairman, Mrs. Marcelin Melville Jack. General Secretary, Yolanda George. Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Mr. Ansel Dennis, the Honorable. Constituency Chairman, Tobago East, and my campaign manager, Mr. Wendell Berkeley. Other executive members of the council and members of this great movement. Secretaries of the Tobago House of Assembly and assistant secretaries. Members of the media and those viewing. Tobago East family, good evening. Red Army, good evening. Roxborough people, good evening. Let me thank my fellow villagers for allowing me into their homes this afternoon and for the lovely, warm welcome of all your girl, Ayanna. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "We need leaders not in love with money, but in love with justice. Not in love with publicity, but in love with humanity." Ladies and gentlemen, Tobago East family, this is the quality of leadership you can find in the People's National Movement and your standard bearer for Tobago East, Ayanna Webster Roy. Roxborough people, the late, great Arthur Napoleon Raymond Robinson, a man many of us hold in high esteem, a man we loved dearly. When it came a time for him to make a decision on the course of the history of Trinidad and Tobago, when he had to make a choice, the great Robbie, your beloved Robbie Roxborough, made the right choice. He chose the People's National Movement. Tobago East, he chose the People's National Movement. We are the right choice. We were the right choice then. We are the right choice now because the People's National Movement has a track record of integrity, service, delivery, transparency, and you can't beat us on class. We are the right choice because this PNM administration, under Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, leading a team of young, strong standard bearers of the People's National Movement, over the last 4 years, did more with less. We had less money, but we did more for you, the people of Roxborough, the people of Tobago East, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, my neighbor in front there, while you may argue, facts are a stubborn thing. So when you go back and you check your records and you dig up and you find the facts, you will recognize that the People's National Movement, this administration, did more for you and the people of Roxborough than any other administration. So when I stand in Roxborough, and when I stand big and bold and brave with the spirit of tipping in me, because I'm dealing with facts. Over the last few years, over $3 million was invested in the people of Tobago East through the National Commission for Self-Help. $3 million helping the people of Tobago East to improve their homes. So when the copycat boy come with a few sheets of galvanized, tell him, been there, done that. We're sticking with the PNM because the PNM is always the right choice. People of Tobago East and people of Tobago, 21 million spent over the last 3 years on Tobagonians with grants for home improvement, with grants for home completion and startup. Tobago East people, over the last few years, 1,649 successful voyages were carried out between Trinidad and Tobago, despite the fact that this administration had to take steps to root out corruption in the Port Authority. That is service. That is performance. That is delivery. P&M style. Tobago East people, we are the right choice. Despite the cutbacks, despite the challenges we had, we can now boast of foreign reserves now at $7.3 billion. That is the performance of your P&M Minister of Finance. That is delivery, and that makes us the right choice. P&M people, Tobago East people, Roxborough people, we had to restructure Petrotrin, and today Heritage Petroleum Company Limited earned $5.4 billion in the first 10 months of operation. So when you come in front of me, neighbor, and you're telling me lies, I'm beating you with facts. P&M style. We have established a presence of the Children's Authority throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago. I made a commitment to myself as a child. I said, if ever I have the opportunity to influence policy, Tobago must not be left behind. Tobago East family, Tobago family, we did not leave our people, our children behind. We ensure that while we open up offices of the Children's Authority in Chaguanas, in St. Madeleine, and all over Trinidad, we included Tobago to protect our children. I am a mother of 3 children, and I want what is best for my children and your children. We didn't leave Tobago East behind. That makes us the right choice. Tobago East family. We are the right choice because we were brave and bold enough to make legislation to protect our society's most vulnerable. Our very eloquent Madam Chairperson would have indicated that your standard bearer in Tobago East, your Ayanna Webster Roy, your Kenchop daughter would have stood in the Senate and pilot the amendments to the Domestic Violence Act on behalf of the team led by Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. Your Ayanna Webster Roy, your girl from Beckles Trace, your Kenchop and Barbara daughter would have stood in the Parliament on behalf of the nation's children and ensure the suite of legislation to protect our nation's most vulnerable was passed. Your Ayanna Webster Roy, your daughter would have stood in the Parliament as a voice to Tobago East to lend to enacting laws to abolish child marriage, because I know and we know that our children are our future. P&M people, Tobago East people, Roxborough people, that makes us the right choice any day, any time. And I'm bringing it home, Tobago East family, I'm bringing it home. I'm going to beat them with facts on performance and delivery. Tobago East family, Tobago family, from Crown Point to Mount Grace, from Mason Hall to Lansamy, you can see the work of your P&M standard bearer, your country girl, your Ayanna Webster Roy. In Charleville, we can boast of improved water supply, and in the coming weeks, the people of Bel Air in Charleville will get the tank farms. The tanks are ready in Tobago. Your P&M daughter, your Roxborough girl, your Tobago girl would have worked collaboratively with the Tobago House of Assembly to ensure infrastructure development throughout Speyside, throughout Roxborough, throughout Pembroke. I could boast about the retaining wall by the Pembroke Anglican School. I could boast about the drainage works up in Speyside. I could boast about all the road works that Christian and put on all around North Side because we work collaboratively. Your Roxborough girl, on your behalf, champion the cause and work with the central government and the Tobago House of Assembly to deliver training for fire officers right here in Tobago. Your Roxborough girl, your Team PNM, your Tobago House of Assembly worked collaboratively to deliver the Roxborough Administrative Plaza. We brought services to you right in your own space. That makes us the right choice. So my brother, you could ball all the lies you want. I'm beating you with facts. PNM brothers and sisters, my Roxborough brothers and sisters, my Tobago family, my Trinidad and Tobago family, your People's National Movement helped to restore Tobago East and the village of Roxborough to her former glory. Roxborough, when I was a little girl, was a bustling town. And for years, I saw the decline of Roxborough. And when we came into government, even though we had a reduced revenue, your PNM administration, led by a Tobago Eastman, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, with the support of the Tobago House of Assembly, has returned Roxborough to her former glory. We have a hospital being constructed. We built the police station. The fire station is almost finished. That is performance. That is delivery. So Roxborough people, when you see me walking around quiet and not saying much, I was killing all you with performance and delivery. Tobago East family, my Tobago family, we can all see the transformation happening not only in Tobago East, but throughout our island. Very soon, 2 new fast ferries will be delivered to the people of Tobago, to be managed by the Tobago House of Assembly, helping to improve